everyone. I'm Felicia Reed, and I am the owner of Put It in Perspective. I am here today on WBTVN and the Females Without Fear Mastery Life Forum. I have a very special guest joining me here today in the studio. Miss Elizabeth Kipp is just bubbling with energy and excitement and wisdom and information for us today. She is a scientist. Let me see if I get this all straight because there's a long list. She is a scientist, a yoga instructor, a healer, a phenomenal healer, I must say, a teacher, a coach, a mom. She's the bestest friend that a female could ever want, and she is very real. She's here today to share with us some of her life experience of overcoming fear, facing fear, and working through fears. I'm so happy to have you, Miss Elizabeth. I'm just so happy to be in your presence always. We work out in different forms together, and we are in close communication on a regular basis throughout the day, actually, as we check in with each other and work to save the world and do great things. So welcome to WBTVN's Females Without Fear Mastery Forum. And I invited you on the show to get you to give us some of that that we need, that you have as far as facing a fear or dealing with fear, something about fear. And you've got phenomenal stories. So I'm turning it over to you. And once again, welcome.
Thank you so much, Felicia. It's such an honor to be here. And it's a really deep privilege to be able to work with you and address your viewers. It's such a challenging journey we're on. I'm a recovering chronic pain patient and also a recovering addict from medication, many years, 32 years of medication from pain, physical pain. I had physical pain, and the doctors, all they knew was to treat me with opiates and benzodiazepines. They said it was going to be a lifelong sentence. And I really felt like I was in a prison that I couldn't get out of. I didn't know where the key was, and I couldn't find the door to put the key in. That's a place of real hopelessness.
You're just out of body. You basically have no control.
Did not want to be where I was, and but I couldn't get out. And I finally put a call out, thinking, well, these meds are going to kill me, or maybe somebody can get me off them, because the doctors I was working with couldn't, or they wanted to put me in a coma, and they hadn't ever done that before, and I didn't feel like that was exactly safe.
Wow.
So I didn't want to be the guinea pig for that experiment.
Yes.
So I put the call out, and I did find a gentleman named Dr. Peter Prescott who had a chronic pain management at the Betty Ford Center at the time. It's no longer there, but He's working in Hawaii. I went into his chronic pain management program, and he not only got me off medication, he helped me heal from the pain, the chronic pain that was underneath all of it.
Yes, because even though there is chronic pain from a physical event or issue, it usually stems from something deeper down inside of us. Getting to the root is key to treating it. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Our emotional and spiritual pain can journal over to physical pain. By the time you get to the physical, we really got something to wrestle with.
Yes. So, we have 3 issues to deal with: physical, spiritual, and mental.
Yes, it's big. So the interesting thing was that when I worked in his program, for the first week, he's like, I want you to feel your feelings. In a group of 20 other people that were complete strangers, asking me to something that since I was a baby had been literally beaten out of me.
Yes.
Do not show us your emotions.
Yes.
Or you will get in trouble.
Yes.
And so he was actually asking me to be contrary to my training. And I sat there, Felicia, for a week watching everyone and saying next, because I didn't believe that he was serious.
And you didn't know how to do it because it hadn't been taught to you.
I had never seen it done.
Yep, you had.
Exactly. It took me a week of watching everybody else do it. And then finally it got to me after a week, and Elizabeth, we want you to feel your feelings. And I'm like, put something out into the sacred circle. And I'm like, well, I don't know. And I did. And you know what happened?
What happened?
Nothing. Nobody
yelled at you.
Nobody even looked at me funny. It was fine. And it was the first time really that I remember feeling very curiously safe.
Yes.
Doing that. And that was only like 3.5 years ago.
Wow.
So
wow.
So that's a lifetime of programming.
That's a lifetime sentence for the prison that you say, that confinement of not being able to express yourself and it leading to the chronic pain.
Yeah. So I was able to learn that, there is a way out. And I had to get really brave.
Yes.
Because everything inside of me, even the primitive part, especially the primitive part of my brain, was saying, don't go here, don't go here, don't go here. So I kind of grew my heart.
Yes.
I had to bring all my courage to bear. And it didn't matter how many times he said to me, your feelings can't hurt you.
Right.
It didn't matter. I still had to thread the needle and get through the new programming. And it was like this, from a science point of view, I had an old neural net that I built over years.
Yes.
So imagine that as a highway.
Yes.
And it takes about 9 months to build a new dendrite, which is just a little teeny part of a neural net.
It's that birth.
I was building a new neural net by giving myself permission to feel and feeling my feelings and just allowing all that to be. That's a new highway.
Yes, it is.
So my new behavior, my new kind of, being clear of all this stuff is the choice that I have in every moment.
Yes.
Do I want to sit and build this new highway, or do I want to put the old highway under construction again? Right?
No, we don't want to go there. We want to keep moving forward. And, I too have had similar experiences like that where, I've been conditioned or was conditioned to not speak, not feel, not talk, not go, not move, not do anything without permission or approval from someone else, whether it was family, a partner, or just in that box. And like yourself, I'm like, do I always want to feel this way? As you start to feel that there is a different way, which was your training at the Betty Ford Center, you were being trained to feel a different way. Do you want to go down that path and experience that freedom that's there that you can see? Or do you just want to, go back in and close up and what's back there, right? There's worse back where you came from. So it's beautiful how we elect instinctively to like, oh yeah, I'm going forward. So beautiful.
So it's another piece of all that was really getting clear on the voice. Yes. Because there was a lot of, don't speak. We don't want to hear what you have to say. It's not relevant. You're a woman. And at the same time, we expect you to excel.
Right.
We don't want to hear what you have to say. That, right? I felt that as a kid. I felt that. I never really understood it. I didn't see it clearly until I was much older.
Yes.
Like pretty recently, I was able to get it clear on it. Here's the thing. What voice are we going to listen to? Mm. Are we going to actually, listen for the voice within that's always there for us and actually, develop that as our where we come from?
Guidance, right.
Or are we going to listen to all the voices out there and wait for them to show us what our opinion should be?
While we are in chronic pain. Yeah.
A part of the chronic pain is the not listening, is being stuck up here and And that journey from the 18 inches from the mind to the heart,
that disconnect.
That's our longest journey. And that's part of chronic pain, is that disconnect.
Right.
The medication just put an exclamation point after that. I can't connect. I need to connect to somebody. I don't know how to do it. Yeah.
Controlling your feelings. Controlling.
I'm not saying I didn't have a religious background.
Right.
What I am saying is I didn't have the spiritual connection, and there's a huge difference.
Yes, because, my belief, as you know, and many others do, is that we come here with our spirits. We are spirit first, and any religion or practice or habit or beliefs are adopted. And once we learn to take care of what we came here with first, what we have adopted will either fit or not fit. It will either, complement us, or it will do us in. So part of, the journey, as you speak of, with connecting the mind and the heart, is making those determinations as far as what we came here with. Do we want to still be in that essence, or do we just want to keep the disconnect with all the conditioning that we've gone through, and certainly leading and attributing to chronic pain, illnesses, sadness, depression, almost being put in a coma, as you say, just to handle pain. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. So the medication, how did you get off the medication? What got you off the medication?
Well, two things. Dr. Peter was amazing. He was very, very helpful. But I'm going to say that the journey started it took me a while to find him, but I'm going to tell you the pivot point. Remember, now my training is in science.
Yes.
And about 20 years ago, I was sitting in front of a doctor who was had a very good reputation, highly, acclaimed. And this is not to diss him. This is just to make a point.
Yes.
He said to me, Elizabeth, he looked at my x-rays and looked over my case, and he said, Elizabeth, you will be in level 7 out of 10 pain 24/7 for the rest of your life. You need pain meds.
What a cop-out.
Wait, what's interesting to me is that as a scientist and with my upbringing, I believed him because I respected his training.
Right.
And I burst out into, it's very unusual for me to cry with my background.
Yes.
Right? Don't cry, you don't emote. I burst out into tears, and I cried for 2 weeks straight.
Wow.
I couldn't stop. I couldn't sleep. It was a very strange place to be. I was like, this is my life.
Right.
I had a young baby and a new husband, and what? Right?
Yep.
So I looked and I looked and I looked. And again, I felt like I was in this closet. It was dark. I couldn't find the light. I knew it was there somewhere. I just kept looking. That's important.
Yes.
I kept looking. And you know what happened? Yes. After 2 weeks, I found the light. I had an epiphany. And this was it. As much as I respected that man as a doctor, he is not a fortune teller.
Yes.
He's operating in a scientific paradigm here, and we live here.
Yes.
In all that is.
Yes.
Right? Science only looks at the part that it can measure.
In a book.
Also, science is about probabilities. It's not the black and white that we kind of learn in math.
Right.
It's probable that this. So he actually should have said, the probabilities, according to what we see, that you're going to get, better or what, are pretty slim. He didn't. He said this other thing.
Right.
And that is a prescription for hopelessness. And the fact that I actually, my training, my scientific training and my heart and my higher power got me through that.
Yes, yes.
It took me a while to find Dr. Peter, but that's what pulled me through.
It's a process, and that's one of the things that I like to promote, with the clients that I work with, and in all the speaking and, healing work that I do as well, is that it is a process. You will feel better gradually over time with each incremental change. And sometimes there are big changes and sometimes there are little changes where you get an instant relief, or it comes in days, weeks, months later. So as you said, part of going through that process is being determined and having resources, which you clearly took, into matters into your own hands and said, this is not how I want to feel. But Miss Elizabeth, just imagine all the people who accept what they are told by another human being, whether it be a doctor, therapist, or any person in an authoritative type role, and they instantly say, yep, that's who I am. I'm going to go get the latest model wheelchair. I'm going to line up the family to, be supportive. And being stuck in this wheelchair, I'm going to arrange for physical therapy to come to them. They just automatically become whatever someone said that they were going to become, and it may not have even been part of their destiny, the master plan, or correct for that matter, because there's misdiagnosis too, right?
Sure.
So what something triggered in you.
Oh yeah.
Something triggered and you said, this is not how the story is going to end. And you stopped the tears. Do you remember, like, what were one or two things that you immediately did to trip your brain to say, I'm in combat mode, to change my life and not accept what this man just put on me? And I'm cutting cords on him, taking everything. Just tell the audience one or two things so it will help other people as well. What did you do to instantly reset your brain from what he had said?
It's that place where I recognized he thought he was working in black and white, and I knew he was working in probabilities.
Yes.
Right. And I also knew that we have a limited vision.
Yes.
When we work in this, it doesn't matter if we're in science or we're just using our senses.
Yes.
But we live in this all that is. And the possibilities in the now are
unlimited.
All that is.
Unlimited.
And so in that moment, I was able to open myself, and that's the piece.
Yes.
Open myself to the possibility that something else might happen. I didn't know what it was going to look like. I had an idea that let's move beyond this. I don't know how, but let's find out. Right.
Yes.
And it was really a determination and a very serious, I have a stubborn streak. There's no question about it. In that case, it served me well. Sometimes it doesn't serve me well at all.
No.
In that case, it served me very well.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I understood about divine energies.
Yes.
And understanding that was what lifted me up. And the other little piece here is that we are all in this web. We're all in it. We're at I can give you an example, gravity.
Yes.
We don't have to believe in gravity. It still holds us. It still acts on us.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We are held. We are not going to be dropped. We couldn't be dropped if we wanted to be. That is another piece. You can just sit and rest in that. There's a lot of peace just sitting in that.
Knowing that you are already safe.
You are safe.
On this platform, you are already safe. And you just have to find out what is going to help you feel that security of being safe. We're not going to fall off the planet, as you said, and that the resources and possibilities, not probability, the possibilities are unlimited. And I think if more of us realize that, none of us are really in control down here.
Right.
And that anything's possible. I think more of us would be able to face our fears, not have fears, or not just take things as they seem to be or are given to us. So, you are phenomenal. you are one of my most admired spirits on this planet. And I just, I know more of your stories than we have time to share today. I know your journey, and I see the results in you every day. I see them in you every day. And I want other females, to not be with fear and to know that every day it does get better as long as we have that determination, the willpower, the desire, and the intent for it, whatever it is, being better. So you, like I said, you're a yoga instructor, you're a healer, you're a coach, you're a speaker, you are a scientist, you are many more things than, I can name today. How can we reach you? How can we work out with you? How can we get you to speak at our events? Conduct prayer and healing and meditation and all those wonderful things that you provide based on, not just the 3 years that you made this huge discovery, because you were discovering it all along. It just took 3 years for it to be fully discovered. How can we reach you? How can we work out with you?
Yeah. Thank you, Felicia. I have a website at Elizabeth-Kipp.com.
Yes.
You can reach me there. There's all kinds of free stuff on there, tools and information and writing and also I give sessions and you can sign up there. I have a Facebook page, and I just wanted to say this. One of the things I discovered, I keep talking about this journey from the mind to the heart.
Yes.
We feel excitement in the body.
Yes.
And then the mind comes in and makes a judgment and says it's fear.
Yes.
So that's a story.
Yes.
When if the first thing we did, I'm not talking about if a tiger's actually chasing us, because we got to get out of town if that's happening. But if it's not something like that, and we have the same kind of reaction, that's just, we need to kind of feel those feelings. I actually, teach tapping, which is a way to come
this
out of
feeling I'm feeling. This feeling, it's that honoring
that, and we do other things to help calm the nervous system. But the stories that we make up, instead of just feeling what we're feeling and allowing to move through, that's a huge piece.
Yes.
Right. So we, to me, it's like courage is feeling fear and which is a story, which the mind just gets into, and moving forward anyway.
Yes.
Allowing it. It's okay. I still move forward.
It's okay. My favorite words. It's okay. We are going to be okay. Well, that about wraps it up for this segment. However, you will be returning. You will be coming back, and I personally am very thankful for all that you do for not only myself but for many others, because I know your work, I see your work, and I know that you are very giving of your wisdom and energy to many others in need, and I see the results. So I want to thank you with all of my heart, soul, body, and spiritual being for being one of our featured Females Without Fear on the Females Without Fear Mastery Forum today on WBTVN. How are you feeling? You feeling good?
I'm feeling great, Felicia. Great. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to help all of us, your viewers, all of us, stay in the courage of moving, feeling our feeling, moving beyond it.
Yes.
Just the way we roll.
Yes. Well, that takes care of this segment of the Females Without Fear Life Mastery Forum. Thank you again, Miss beautiful Elizabeth Kipp, for joining us, and we will be hearing more from you and the incredible work and difference that you're making in the world. Bye, everybody. See you next time.